Today we are going to talk about beliefs and doctrines of Judaism and worship and observance of Hinduism.
Lesson 1: Beliefs and Doctrines of Judaism. Doctrines. The first of the 5 strands of Hinduism is doctrines, as expressed in a vast textual traditions accord. The Veda means knowledge of sacred lore. The first is Rig Veda. Rig Veda, the most important and oldest book, are collections of over 1,000 hymns and more than 1,000 verses dictated to pantheon of gods. Second is Sama Veda, is the knowledge of chants. The third is Yajur Veda, is the knowledge of rites, the collection of verses from the hymns recited by priests during sacrifices. And the fourth is Atharva Veda, is the knowledge given by the sage. Each Vedas consists of 4 main parts, which are the following. First is mantras, are the hymns and chants praising God. Second is Brahmanas. Brahmanas are the explanations of the Brahmins with detailed descriptions of the sacrificial ceremonies. The third is Aranyakas. Aranyakas are the meditations that explicate their meaning. The fourth is Upanishads, or the secret teaching transcend rituals to elucidate the nature of the universe and human connectiveness to it is also called Vedanta. Underline the Brown 1987. The oldest core of Hindu. The oldest core of Hindu religious utterance and organized through the centuries primarily by members of the learned Brahman class. Members of the learned Brahman class, here several characteristics tensions appear. One concerns the relationship between the divine and the world. Another tensions concerns the disparity between the world preserving ideal of dharma and that of moksha, release from an inherently flawed world. A third tension exists between individual destiny as shaped by karma, the influence of one's actions of one's present and future lives, and the individual's deep bonds to family, society, and the divinities. Another dimension drawing Hindus into a single community of discourse is narrative. For at least 2 millennial people in almost all corners of India and now well beyond have responded to story of divine play and of interactions between gods and humans. Let's move on and talk about beliefs and doctrines. Beliefs and doctrines. The Hindu faith offers its followers many paths to salvation. Their devotions to Trimurti, the triumvirate, that consists of three gods responsible for creation and destruction of all. First is Brahma. Brahma is widely respected and recognized as the creator of the universe. His chief consort is Saraswati. Saraswati, the goddess of the science and wisdom. The second is Vishnu. Vishnu is known as the god of love, benevolence, and forgiveness. Vishnu's consort is Lakshmi. Lakshmi is the goddess of the fortune who is seated on a lotus between elephants. And the third one is Shiva. Shiva is the destroyer, the god of death, destruction, and disease. His most terrifying consort is Kali. Kali is depicted as wearing a garland of human skulls, tearing the flesh of sacrificed victims and drinking blood. Every human is an internal soul that is being reborn by many times and in various forms in accordance to moral law. The particular liberations can be achieved through the four yogas that involves a system of practices aims in producing spiritual enlightenment. The word yoga is derived from the root word yoj, which translates as to yoke or to join. The four yogas practices. The first is Nyana Yoga. Nyana Yoga is the way of knowledge, the path of knowledge, wisdom, introspections, and contemplations. The second is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, the way of love, the path of devotion, emotion, love, compassion, and service to God and others. The third is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, the way of work, the path of action, service to others, mindfulness, and remembering the levels of our being while fulfilling our actions or karma in the world. Raha Yoga. Raha Yoga, the way to meditation, the path of meditation that directly deals with the encountering and transcending thoughts of mind. Subdivisions of Hinduism. Subdivisions of Hinduism. The followers of Hinduism vary in their set of beliefs and practices, including reverence to a particular god. Presently, there are four principal denominations within the Hindu faith. First is Shivaism. Shivaism, Lord Shiva, the Compassionate One, they were self-discipline and philosophy. They worship in temples and practices yoga. The second is Shaktism. Shaktism, the goddess Shakti is supreme, the divine mother, and assumes many forms. They use trance, magic, and yoga to summon cosmic force. The third is Vaishnavism. Vaishnavism, their lord is Vishnu, the incarnation of Krishna and Rama. Adherents have multitudes of saints, temples, and sacred texts. The fourth is Smartism. Smartism devotees are left to choose their own deity in one-six manifestations, namely Ganesha, Shiva, Shakti, Vishnu, Surya, and Skanda. Smartists are known as liberals as they embrace all major Hindu gods. Let's talk about selected issues. Selected issues: Hinduism and women in Manu Smriti of the law of Manu states that women should be honored in his Hindu society. A woman's life revolved around the men in her life to be taken care of by her father in childhood, by her husband in married life, and by her sons upon old age. Women are expected to perform sati or suti, wherein widowed women are expected to jump on the funeral pyre of their husbands to prove their loyalty and help save the soul of their husband in the afterlife. The caste system is one major distinguishing feature in India culture that still affects the modern society, a system of social class. First is Brahmins. Brahmins, whatever their worldly avocations, claim to have by virtue for their birth the authority to teach the Veda, perform ritual sacrifice for others, and accept gifts and subsistence. The second is Satriyas. The Satriyas is to protect the people and that of commoners. The third is Vishyas. The Vishyas is to tend cattle, to trade, and to cultivate land. The fourth is Shudras. The Shudras was to serve the others. According to the Hindu traditions, the Veda should not be studied in the presence of Shudras, but they may listen to the recitations of the epics and Puranas. However, the most deplorable group are those persons that do not belong to any group, those who are disparagingly called outcasts or untouchables, also known as Dalits. They are highly ostracized in the society.